Okay, folks, I'm going to show you uh, how to replace the batteries on NAPCO wireless life safety devices, like really for fire, heat, and carbon monoxide. That's what I call life safety devices. I'm sure there's other ones. I use that word life safety to distinguish between intrusion devices, wireless intrusion devices such as motion detectors, door contacts, glass breaks, things like that that tell the system knows when someone's entering the home. But these are life safety devices. That's what I call them. I probably picked it up over the years as a sort of trade lingo, or maybe in the code books. I don't know. But these are meant to save lives in the case of fire and gas, stuff like that. Anyway, they may look, they're all circular. They have they have that in common at least. But I'll go right down the line. This is a wireless heat detector. This one. This is a wireless carbon monoxide detector. This is a wireless smoke detector. And this is also a wireless smoke detector. This one in particular is, I'm going to get the part number right, but it's GEM-SMOKE, I think. Yeah, GEM, so that's GEM-SMK, so GEM Smoke. And it's for residential use. It's an older style. I think they're still in production. I tend to not buy them, actually. I instead use this Gem C. See if I can find that part number. It says system sensor. That's interesting. There we go. A lot of times, though, different manufacturers will have another manufacturer make their devices. It happens across the industry. But anyway, this is sold to me by NAPCO, and it's a GEMC-WL-SMK. This I use for homes, and it's actually commercially rated. NAPCO has a commercial wireless fire alarm panel, so anything that has a C in it, so GEMC, makes it UL listed for commercial use. So they look different. I guess the one on the top is sort of nicer, maybe less obtrusive, less industrial looking. Another difference is this has one battery. It takes one battery. I'm sorry, two. I got it mixed up. I'm always fighting my dyslexia. The one on the top requires two batteries, and this commercial one requires one. This one's been in production much longer than this commercial one. I suppose they've engineered a way to share the battery power off one battery. The battery is the reason why this one takes two batteries is that, so the little door fell off the back, but I accidentally broke the hinge this morning when I was checking it out. But anyway, one of the batteries is for the smoke chamber, to power up the smoke chamber part of it, and the other battery is for the transmitter portion of the engineering of it, however you want to say it. One battery here for the carbon monoxide and one battery here for the heat detector. So let's get into it. Start with the heat detector. Okay. Usually, of course, it's screwed onto the ceiling like that, and this upper portion is what we call the back box, and you would give it a slight rotation counterclockwise. I think this is the most tedious one of all that I'm showing you here today. And there inside, you see the battery, and all this can come apart like I'm showing you. Okay, when you do take this part off, if you're doing it from the ceiling, you're also, there's a little tamper switch on there, so the system's going to know that it's probably going to go into tamper. Okay, tamper condition, that'll have to be reset. But let's get into this. Now I'm going to knock it around. I'm not going to look all that graceful. I think the manufacturer lists that you can use Panasonic. Oh, there goes my light again. Okay, I'm sorry about that. You can use Panasonic batteries. Let's look at this. Actually, sometimes ship with that Panasonic lithium CR123A 3-volt. I like to use the Duracell. You know, once something works, it's good. I like to keep using it. It's a very good quality battery. Pay for what you get, folks. Panasonic's probably good too. They certainly ship with them, so it's got to mean something. But I go with the Duracells. Sometimes they even ship with the Duracells. I think this one did. That's what the green dot's on there. But there you have it. A CR123. I know that says CR, well, 12345 3-volt. Same size battery, same rating. You saw me wedge it out with a screwdriver. And to go back in, I put the negative side in first. And, sorry, I'm off to the side there. And then get the positive in, and then I push them together, down in. Give it a firm push, and I can see that, there we go, looking at the film there, camera film. Yeah, it's going to be hard to show you, but I can feel with my finger that they're down in, it's down in there. Okay, make sure it's well in there, and then align. It's pretty intuitive, I think, but people can struggle with this. Then basically get those two posts onto these two holes right there. Sort of guard the wiring. Get it in there. There you go, and give it a slight counterclockwise twist. And of course, like I said, that one needs to be secured as well. Give that a twist, and that's on there. All right, so that's a heat detector. Moving right along to the carbon monoxide. I'm not going to get into the operation of all these devices today. That's for a longer video. Check out my other videos for that. So again, on the ceiling, this is two components. The base itself, I turned that counterclockwise and removed it. Once again, you can see the divot there. You know, it's not going to go in like this. This has to be very close when you're putting it back in. It goes that way, and then, okay, it's only going to go in that way. If this is rotated any way around other than this, it's not going to seat in like that, so then you won't be able to turn it. So anyway, so that completely separates. That's the base. We're going to put that down, and you can see where that's screwed into the ceiling. Again, this is much easier. This is the GEM. There we go. GEM C-WL-CO, a commercially listed wireless carbon monoxide. Okay, so I'm getting a small screwdriver, wedging up the positive side. You don't want to rush these things. Very expensive. Whoops. Hopefully I went off film, but just give it a gentle wedge with a screwdriver on the positive side and lift it out. All right. These are not dated because I put them in right before I started the video. They're brand new batteries. These are going back into stock, the carbon monoxide, all these sensors. So I'm not going to be leaving the battery in. And then to put it in is in reverse. You'll see I don't know if it's going to show up on the film, but down there's just like most devices that take batteries. It sort of gives you a hint there. The plastic shows you a picture of the battery and where the positive end in. This is the positive end of the battery. It also says positive. I think that's pretty obvious stuff, but you never know. Some people have never had the experience doing this stuff. That's what these videos are for. It's okay. and put it in negative first, sort of dropping it down in that way with the negative, and I push down on the positive. And you can see there, hold that really close, it's really down in there. Oh, that video, I gotta get that fixed. It's one of those motion activated ceiling lights. Apologize for that. Okay, that's in. All right, and again, I'm looking for that, rotate that around until I see the mark. That's gonna go there. All right, that is the carbon monoxide. I'm hoping I'm making this look easy rather than hard, because it is pretty easy. And this is almost identical, really. Has the same divot mark, so I won't repeat myself there. Put the base down. This is the wireless, commercial wireless smoke detector. All right. Once again, looks very similar, right? Give that a wedge. You know, you can see. There we go. Just work gently. Battery comes out. All right. It's same chamber. It shows you a picture. It doesn't show up on the film very well, but there we go. Yeah, I think maybe you could pick that up a little bit. All right. It really gives you a hint there that which end is negative, which end is positive. You can look on the battery as well. It's going to tell you. I push that in there with my thumb. Really super easy, okay? You know, be careful your ladder is stable, and, you know, usually this is done where you're on a ladder or maybe high up. Just be careful with that. That might be the hardest part for some of you. And that goes in, clockwise twist. All right, and there we go. That is the wireless commercial smoke. This is the only one of the group, once again, that has 2 batteries. And again, I snapped this off. I snapped the hinge part off this off. So normally this cover would just flop like that and stay on the device, but I broke the 2 little hinges this morning messing with it. Proof positive that these videos are probably worth it for some people. You know, I suppose I would, if I were you and that happened to me, I would, there's no tamper on this door, you know, little hatch, so just give it a piece of good strong tape to hold that back down on, and you'll be okay. I've never broken that before, but I did today. All right, so there we go. You saw me wedge that out. I'll do it one more time. Wedging the positive out first, and that is a looser fit. That's very easy for me to do, okay? And if you look in there, there's a picture of, they're even suggesting to put the negative side in first, you see? They're telling you the same thing I did, so I'm not making this up. Here's the positive. Okay, and to replace the battery there, it goes in like that. Now I'm not gonna, you know, the hatch would be on there, and you just close the hatch. But today I know I'm gonna lose that, so for today, just give me a break there. And now the second battery is a 9-volt transistor battery. It's under this hatch, and it actually does have a little red dot there, a red switch. Let's look and see what we've got there. Now there's a little screw I'm taking off, so there we go. Be careful not to lose that screw. All right, I'll put that screw down. And this little hatch just opens up gently and shows you the 9-volt battery. Okay, and that just easily comes out like that. Give it a, separate the harness from the battery like that. I think everyone has seen, most of you have seen this sort of thing before. And to replace the battery, you get a fresh battery. This one actually has a date. I took it off the ceiling in my office bathroom, actually. That's why this will go back in place when I'm done with the video. I put that back on there. There is an orientation there as well. This can give you a little fit with your finger. People who don't have tougher fingers might have a hard time separating these 2 pieces, but give it a go. You don't want to short out, you know, if you have a hard time with your fingers separating that harness from the battery, and you want to use a tool. Look, I got a little low battery notification there. Just be careful. You don't want to be using a screwdriver and shorting these 2 round connectors. That's a big no-no. So you might want to, if you have to find yourself having to wedge that off with something, use something plastic, I say. And there we go. That's sort of a male female. It's not going to go on. I'm going to really make a lot of you annoyed with that light continuing to go out. I'll try to edit that. Okay, it's not going to go on like that. You see, two things together don't go together. It needs to be sort of, we call it male female. Hopefully I don't get banned for saying that. All right, it's a male female connector, and on it goes, back in the door. Close the door, and this little red thing will go down at the same time when the door is shut properly. Sort of is raised up when it's open, and it recedes down when it's shut. I don't know how useful that is, but they really want that door shut. And get that screw back on there. I'm not using, you probably should use a Phillips head, but in fact I will. Here we go. The right way is to use a Phillips head on a Phillips screwdriver, a Phillips screw for. All right. You know what? I'm going to show you, since I'm going to leave this, I'm going to be putting this back up in the bathroom in a few minutes. Show you my little fix, since I broke that today. Just get some tape. I'm going to shut that little piece of tape, it'll be fine. Come on, Pete. I don't want to get it covering. I don't want to cover that part there. A little piece of tape to convince it to stay on there. That'll stay in place. All right. Okay, that is battery replacement. So keep an eye out for my other videos regarding installation of these. For those of you who sometimes if they need fixed or replaced, we ship them out to our customers, and they just have to replace the main head, and the base is already screwed onto their ceiling. And so maybe I'll show you a little bit of that, other nuances. These batteries are once a year. The manufacturer says to that the battery will last at least 1 year, folks. Replace them at the same time every year. And if you do happen to see one of your devices go into low battery status, and it's close to a year or something like that, or maybe you've gone a year and a half or something, just always replace them all at the same time in your whole house, in the whole house. Just now, if you just got done replacing the battery and 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever, you get a low battery a little sooner than you would. That's a lot sooner than you'd want it to be or expect it to be. It doesn't even last 2 months. You either have a bad battery or a bad device. That can happen. The device just maybe something got broken when the battery was being replaced, or you dropped it, or things do just wear out. Excuse me on my coffee, but manufacturer warranty on these are 3 years. I very rarely have seen them fail before then, but they have, especially this model. There was a bad shipment of those a few years ago, but other than that, the rest of these are very stable devices. I typically take an electrical meter and read the voltage of every battery we put in, and make sure it's like 3.25, somewhere between 3.20, 3.25, or 2.6 is a brand new strong battery voltage. If it's something like 3.11, 12, 3.15, I'm starting to get suspicious. Yes, it's a 3-volt battery, and 3.15, 3.12, that's all more than 3 volts, but it's still kind of, I'm so used to seeing a very strong voltage, never below 3.20, so I just throw that battery away and get a better one or something like that. By all means, do not go to your battery drawer you know, you're replacing your batteries once a year. I know the package on it might say storage 7 years or 6 years. I just, you know, it's a life safety device, guys. You know, $3 or $4, whatever the battery costs. My school of thought is I just do the best I can, my absolute best I can, the freshest batteries I can. I'll make a special trip to the store when it comes to smoke and heat detectors, especially when someone has hired me to do it. I would think even more so with your own family. Make sure you're getting a good source of batteries, and take your you may not have an electrical meter, but I'll go over that in another video. But we make the reading, the positive and negative reading with electrical meter, and make sure the voltage on these are strong. So I leave that up to you, but that's sort of a decision. If you're in the, you know, this video is for DIYers. That's one of the differences that probably homeowners accept that they don't do. Another thing you might do while you're at it is take some canned air or clean air and blow those out. I'm going to get a ladder and show you that real quickly. What I mean by that, how you clean them. You hear a little noise while I get a ladder out. So I'm going to reach up back here and get some canned air. Computer air, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. So something like that. This says multi-purpose duster. There's all kinds of brands, but it's just, you can get it probably at Staples, all kinds of things. But this is how you clean them. You just give it a light. Don't blast it too hard, but that's all you're supposed to do. Just get the dust blowing out. There's no chamber in there. This one actually, this is the only one of them that you can take it apart. I pulled that straight off. And pay attention to that. It goes back on. Okay. That's something you might want to do while you're changing batteries. Or maybe you've had a smoke event or construction going on in your home, or some heavy dust, and that just tightens on righty-tighty. That's how you clean them. If you want to clean the surface of it with a damp cloth, you would use a microfiber cloth and wipe them. Just other than that, no Windex, no industrial strength cleaners. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you, and check out some of my other videos. Bye-bye.